welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, you are welcome. If this is not your first time, you're also welcome. In this video, I would tell you how to choose an operating system when getting into cyber cyber security. Security. I sound Russian. So let's go. How to choose an operating system when getting into cybersecurity. That's the topic of this video. Okay, right here. So you need choosing an operating system, right? Right here, if you are choosing an operating system, this actually play a crucial role when getting into cybersecurity because so that you will not spend time on operating system that are not meant for you or meant for you or sorry, meant for what you are going to do in cybersecurity. So yeah, diving into cybersecurity that I would recommend you to use an operating system that match your preferences. Let's say for example, yeah, there's no way I would recommend you using a gaming laptop for cybersecurity. It's not recommended. You see those laptop that has uh you know that has a big back. Okay, let me give you an example. I don't even know what a gaming laptop is, but let me show you an image of it. You see all dis laptop right here, they are all gaming laptops. So they're actually built from games, and to know them, they have a fancy cover and all of that. They are fancy, they are looking beautiful, they have a clean keyboard. This laptop was not actually built for cybersecurity. It's actually for gamers and all of that. So well, it's actually self-explanatory. There's no need for me to explain it for you again. So I will actually recommend two options. You can use Windows. Yeah, Windows is a default operating system. You can use Windows and you can use Apple, which is Apple. But as a beginner who is using computer, I will not recommend Apple because Apple is kind of complicated. But you can actually use Windows. And when using Windows, there's one thing about Windows is that you can't just open your Windows and start using it for cybersecurity. You have to choose the type of Windows that you want to use, and also it depends on the type of field. But diving into web pen testing, you don't just need a Windows computer alone for that. You actually need a tool, which is a Linux tool, Kali Linux. Kali Linux is an operating system that hackers use and attacker. You know, cybersecurity field is actually big. There are different fields to get into. Uh, there are different fields, reconnaissance, like a lot of fields in cybersecurity, GROC, blah blah blah, all of that. But if you want to be an hacker, I would recommend Kali Linux for you. There are also people who also use Kali Linux to other fields in cybersecurity. Also use Kali Linux. So I would recommend you using Linux on your Windows. And to install that, you actually need Visual Boss. You know, I'm not saying Windows is not helpful, but you diving into cybersecurity, you can't just start using this. I'm not saying it's not good, but depends on what you are going for. You understand? So that is what it actually is. If you take a look at this two here, Visual Boss is what I use. I use Kali Linux. This is Kali Linux right here. This tool is used for attacking machine. This is Mr. Exploitable and other machine. So all these were two I used in learning when I started my journey, but I don't use them anymore. They're just there for fancy. So that's not why we are here. Let's move to what is actually important. Now, the best tool that I will advise you is using Kali Linux. Kali Linux have two pre-installed on it. That's one thing. That is what makes Kali Linux good. It has a lot of tool. I made a video on my previous video of where I said how Kali Linux have like hundreds pre-installed tools on Kali Linux. So there's no need for you to start installing tool manually because you just using just Windows. You have to install tool manually. Like for example, Bob Suite, for example, yeah. When installing Bob Suite on Windows, you have to download it, consume a lot of data, a lot of data. And for you using Kali Linux, you don't have to do that. Just run the tool, copy your what do they call it, certificate, then your box will start working. So there are actually a lot of tools there, not just it. And also it's also good for scanning and all of that. And you are a cybersecurity enthusiast or a pro, you actually need this tool. It's very easy. So now there are also other tools out there like Parrot OS and Ubuntu. Well, Ubuntu and Parrot OS, these are other operating system aside Kali Linux, yeah. But I've explored some of these two. I've explored Ubuntu, but I've not explored Parrot OS that much. Ubuntu is kind of like similar to 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 what to Kali Linux. They have similar features, similar interests to Kali Linux. That's one thing about Parrot OS. Sorry, Ubuntu. So Ubuntu is another alternative to that you can also use. It's just like Cardio to Bobsuit, whereby they have similar interests, but they are not the same. But yet people still prefer Bobsuit than Cardio. These two are good though, but I would recommend Ubuntu. Ubuntu is kind of similar and it's a pretty good tool you can also use. But all these machines are not for anybody. And also disclaimer and also disclaimer warning, those two I just mentioned, they have the downside though. The truth is you using it as a beginner is going to be complicated, extremely complicated if you are using it as a beginner. But that's just part of the process. Like I said, it is recommended for computer guys, computer nerds and dive into cybersecurity. So it's meant so you as a beginner using it is going to be extremely difficult. But don't worry, you will get used to it. And another disclaimer I have for you is that using these two are not meant for daily driver. What is a daily driver? What I mean by daily driver is using this tool for your day-to-day life. I'm not saying you cannot use it for cybersecurity, but you using all these tool for download videos, watch movies, upload video on YouTube, like anything that has to do with personal stuff, I will advise you this tool was not built for that. It was not built for that. Don't use it for your daily stuff. It should be made for your cybersecurity stuff only. Don't try to download movies or I don't know, saving your personal pictures there. It was not built for that. Don't do it. If you want to do it, use your Windows machine. You have a Windows machine, right? Use your Windows to do that, download, call a video call, do some chats, talk to friends on WhatsApp, blah blah blah. But we advise you don't use this tool. This tool was not built for that. It was built for cybersecurity, pen testing, attacking, red teaming, blue teaming, whatsoever field you are in cybersecurity. So that is what you should actually use this tool for. Don't use it for anything. You be like, oh, I have calendar. No, no, it was not built for that. If you want your regular stuff, you can use Mac OS or use Windows. And also, you can install all these tools that you need in cybersecurity on your Windows, but they consume a lot of data and they expose a lot of information about you. I've tried it and like it consumes a lot of data and information. Your location, everything is appearing on there. So it is not actually advisable unless you are a pro because those pros they know the pros and cons, they know what to do and all of that. I'm not saying you can't use other operating system, but you as a beginner is very essential for you. So I hope you find this video helpful. This is actually all I can say. I wish you have a great weekend. Bye bye. So yeah, sayonara.